In pain medicine, some of our traditions would suggest that it's not possible to treat pain to the point of having it go away, so that's perhaps a rather defensive view, but we do have in our traditions a view that often we're just helping people to live with the pain that they have. I find myself chafing a little at that line and thinking surely we can do better in this day and age. And I think that the couple of patients that I am thinking about at the moment are ones who've got through to abolition of pain. There was one gentleman, without going into too much detail to impinge upon his confidentiality, but he was someone who had a pain condition of his foot, a swollen ankle that was very painful, and this had happened in the context of an argument with his mother, and a policewoman curiously brought into the argument as well, and he'd felt at an emotional level unable to put his foot down with his mother or the policewoman, and as he blocked a lot of anger that he was feeling to both of them, he developed this strange pain condition, complex regional pain syndrome of the ankle. His foot became very swollen and he literally could not put that foot to the ground. So interesting symbolic parallels between the physical and the psychological. But as we were able to work with him, he wasn't a particularly psychologically minded person, and he never really strongly brought in to our theory that perhaps the fact that he couldn't psychologically put his foot down with primary women in his life was reflected in his physical situation of not being able to put his foot down. He didn't really buy into that, but nevertheless he heard that and was then able to work with our physiotherapists, particularly who were psychologically minded. He was able to work with us medically to gradually drop down medication that he'd been on, and as he did that, his nervous system wound down and his pain over about a 6-month period resolved altogether, which is not commonly recognised in the medical literature as an outcome from that condition. But those patient stories might not be the majority of those that we see, but very encouraging to me and encouraging to our team to know that where people do want to make change and make some links, that abolition of pain is possible even though it may have been there for some time.